Most people fail interviews before they even start, not because they're not talented or because they don't have the skills, but because they actually treat interviews like a one-size-fits-all process, when in reality, every interview serves a very different purpose. Think about it like this. You wouldn't prepare for a marathon the same way that you would train for a sprint. Yet, I see smart, capable professionals walking into interviews blind, guessing at what the interviewer actually wants and winging their answers and hoping for the best. We need to stop doing that. Today, I'm going to break down the 5 most common types of interviews, what they're actually really testing, how to prepare for them, and the strategies that will make you stand out as a candidate. Because interviews aren't about luck, they're about strategy. And when you actually know the game, you can win at it. First, let's begin with the screening interview. This is the first gatekeeper. It's where most candidates actually get filtered out. It's usually a 15 or 20-minute call with a recruiter that is designed to answer one very simple question. Are you even worth considering for this role? It's not about deep technical skills. It's actually more often than not about first impressions. How do you win at this type of interview? Well, you need to nail the 90-second pitch. Who you are, why this role, and why now. You also need to show you've done your homework. Mention things that are specific about the company and go beyond the first paragraph on their homepage or LinkedIn profile. You also need to prepare 1 or 2 very sharp questions at the ready, like what does success look like in this role? The fact is that when you wing this part, you won't make it to the next round. It's as simple as that. Next, let's look at competency-based interviews. This is about proving you can do the job. It's where they will actually test how you think. They'll ask, can you give me an example of a time when you did X? Have you handled a specific challenge in the past and how did you handle it? This is where most people mess up because they just describe what they did instead of demonstrating the impact that they brought. The key, use the STAR method. Situation, what was the challenge? Task, what needed to be done? Action, what did you actually do? And result, what was the outcome? An example here is instead of saying, I managed a team project, say, I led a team of 5 to deliver a project 2 weeks ahead of schedule, increasing revenue by 15%. See the difference here? You need to show impact, not just activity. Next, let's look at the case study interview. This is about problem solving under pressure. It's where the real world test comes in. You'll usually get a business problem, a market analysis, or a scenario where they want to see how you think on your feet. They're not just looking for a correct answer here. They're actually assessing your structured thinking. Do you have a clear, logical approach? Your problem-solving skills. Can you actually break down complexity? And of course, your ability to communicate. Can you explain your reasoning clearly? So how do you win at this type of interview? Well, break it down. Break the problem down into steps. Think out loud and show your logic. Ask smart questions. Don't rush to an answer. Clarify first. Focus on outcomes, not perfection. The reasoning matters more than getting the right answer. Think of it like a fitness test. They don't just care how much you weightlift. They care about your form, your approach, and how you adjust under pressure. Next, let's look at the culture fit interview. This answers the question of, do you actually belong here? And the secret to culture fit isn't about whether they like you. It's about whether you'll thrive in their environment. Companies don't just want someone who can do the job. They want someone who will enhance their team dynamic. They'll ask things like, what kind of work environment do you do your best work in? How do you handle feedback? And what they're actually really asking here is, will you make us better or disrupt what already works? So how do you actually win at this type of interview? Well, research their values. Look at their mission, leadership style, and company culture. And be honest here, but strategic. Show how your values align with theirs. Use real examples. If they value innovation, tell a story about how you challenged the status quo in a previous role. This isn't about being a yes man or a yes woman. It's about alignment. If their culture isn't a fit for you, it's better to find out now before you actually start to hate your job. Finally, let's look at the bar raiser interview. Are you the best of the best for the context of their organization? This is usually the final challenge, and it is where companies separate what means good from what is exceptional for their organization. It's used by companies like Amazon and Google, and the idea behind this type of interview is that they don't just want someone who fits in. They want someone who's going to raise the standard of the organization. Expect big picture questions like, tell me about a time you went above and beyond. How do you make teams better? So how do you actually win at this type of interview? Well, bring your best success stories, times you exceeded expectations, not just met them. You need to think long term, show how your work had lasting impact, and demonstrate leadership. Even if you weren't a manager, show how you influenced, solved, or improved something for others. This is where they ask themselves this: if we hire you, will we be a better company because of it? Your job? Prove that answer is yes, and be ready to back it up with evidence. The truth is that if you've ever felt stuck in interviews, it's not because you weren't good enough. It's because you didn't know the game. But now hopefully you do. So stop winging it, start preparing with purpose. And if this helped, please share it with someone who needs it. And if you want more strategies like this, hit subscribe, because interviews, they're not about luck. They're about strategy. And when you have the right strategy, you can win.